Welcome to our Holy Week Reflections at maraming salamat po sa pagsama ninyo sa akin sa Pagninilay ngayong Semana Santa. Jesus said, sabi ng Panginoon, love your enemies, do good to them, do good to those who hate you. Mahalin natin ang ating mga kaaway at gawan natin ng kabutihan ang mga taong galit sa atin. Listening to Jesus, I can honestly say kung gaano kahirap maging Kristiyano, how difficult it is to be a Christian, how difficult it is to follow Christ. Sa totoo lang po, habang sinusulat ko ang personal reflection na ito, ang bigat at ang hirap kasi ako mismo, alam ko ang sarili kong limitasyon pagdating sa pagpapatawad. I know my limitations. But this is the good news, and this is the right commandment, and this is the right message. Love your enemies. Loving one's enemy or enemies is not maintaining a good feelings towards them, because love is not about feelings. Yes, love has feelings, tama po, but it is more than feelings. Love is willingness. It is the will. It is not the feelings. That is why we say, yes, you failed my expectation, but I will still continue to love you. Love is not dependent on feelings. Otherwise, it will just change every now and then. Love is like, I don't feel doing it, but I will still do it because I love you. And therefore, when Jesus tells us, love your enemies, it does not mean we need to maintain a good feelings towards the person who hurt us. No, to love one's enemy means to desire and pray for what is good or best for them. To desire what is good for them. That is how we should love our enemies. That is how we do good to those who hate us. And therefore, it is possible to continue loving even if we don't feel good towards the other, for as long as we desire what is good for them. Hindi kailangan na mapilitan, hindi kailangan na tayo makipagplastikan at makisama ng napipilitan at labag sa loob natin sa mga taong nagkasala at nakasamaan natin ng loob. Simulan natin sa isang matahimik at mataimtim na pamamaraan. At ito ay sa pamamagitan ng hindi pag-iisip at ang pagdarasal ng kasamaan at makakasama sa mga taong nagkasala sa atin. Nelson Mandela, isang political prisoner ng napakahabang panahon. Nung pinalalaya siya, when he was released in prison, tinanong siya ni President Clinton. Sabi ni President Clinton, honestly, when you were walking from your prison cell, when you were leaving the place where you experienced difficulties, where you were tortured, did you bring with you ill feelings? Yung sama ng loob, yung galit, yung puot, yung paghihiganti? Didn't you bring with you the hatred towards those who made your life miserable? Nelson Mandela said, honestly, while I was walking outside my prison cell, habang papalabas ako, honestly speaking, I had those ill feelings. But as I was approaching the main gate, where I see freedom, that for a long time I longed to experience and see, I decided to leave my ill feelings, because if I will not do that, I will remain a prisoner for life. Kaparehas to, this is so similar to Pope John Paul II when he was interviewed ng mga reporter pagkatapos niyang bisitahin yung bumaril sa kanya si Ali Agca. He was asked, why did you decide to forgive your assassin? And he said, I forgive him because I believe that a person who cannot forgive is a person imprisoned to the past. John Paul II, Nelson Mandela are telling us, if you want your hearts to be free, kung gusto mong maging malaya, forgive your enemies. If you want to have a good sleep at night, forgive the person sleeping next to you. People whom we find difficult to forgive are not necessarily our enemies. Many of them are our friends. Yung mahirap pa natin patawarin ay mga kaibigan pa natin. Many of them are people who are close to us. And at some points in our lives, they have hurt us. And many times, it happened that the most difficult person to forgive are actually not our enemies. They are the people we truly love. And if we want to continue loving them, the words of Jesus are full of wisdom to love our enemies and do good to those who hurt and hate us. Someone said that when we cannot forgive, we are destroying our capacity to love. When we hate someone, we are also destroying our capacity to love. And to forgive those people who hurt us is a way of declaring our freedom. That we will not be affected by the evil things that people have done to us. To forgive is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that we are strong inside. That we do not give power to someone to control our behavior and our feelings. A person who can forgive is a person who has a hold of himself or herself, because his attitude is not controlled and conditioned by the goodness and the evil things that other people did to them. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping that it will kill our enemies. In desiring for the destruction of our enemies, we are also destroying ourselves. Why do we have to forgive others? We have to forgive others. It is because Jesus wants us to be like Him, to be like His Father, to be compassionate, that even if He was persecuted and betrayed by His dearest friends and most trusted people, He still continued to love them. And He is telling us that my heart is free, that no one has the power to control my behavior and my feelings. This is the way to be happy. Ito yung daan para maging maligaya. This is the way to be blessed. Ito yung daan at paraan para maraming blessings ang dumating sa buhay natin. Let us ask for God's grace to be given a free heart and to be able to ask for the grace to really desire to forgive those people who hurt us. And forgiveness is a process. It's a long process. There are people whom we find difficult to forgive, and it takes time to forgive them. But the good thing is, at least, we begin with a desire to forgive them, and we ask the Lord to give us the enlightenment, to give us the grace to forgive them and to be good to them. To forgive is really difficult, and most of the time, impossible. But only with the grace and the guidance of God that we will be able to forgive even those people who have hurt us, and to be good not only those people who are good to us, but even those people who have hurt us. Magpatawad tayo, hindi dahil hindi natin kasalanan. Magpatawad tayo dahil ito yung tama, dahil gusto nating maging malaya. Magpatawad tayo dahil gusto natin maglakbay sa dinaanan ni Kristo.